What's up, fighters? Fightman64 here, and welcome to another Mario Kart track tier list video. Last time we did my second all-time favorite Mario Kart game and ranked all of the track from best to worst, being Mario Kart 64. So this time, we're going to be looking at another one of my least favorite Mario Kart games to play, Mario Kart Super Circuit, and we will rank all 20 tracks based on which tracks, in my opinion, are from best to worst. So, real quick, if you haven't watched my Mario Kart 64 track tier list, link will be on the top right of this video. So, if you want to check that out, go right ahead. But if you don't care, then you can stay and we'll just get right to it. So, before we start, do me a huge favor and punch that like button on this video. I would really appreciate it. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button today if you are not a subscriber already, because we are getting closer to our goal of 500 subs. And if you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button today before you leave this video, and hit the notification bell if you enjoy gaming content such as this one. So, real quick, before we start the countdown, I actually did make a decision on what I was going to do with the Super Mario Kart track for Mario Kart Super Circuit. Because, as some of you know, Mario Kart Super Circuit does include the Super Mario Kart track, and not just the 20 that you see right now. So, I thought long and hard about it, and I feel like it's best for me to exclude them from today's tier list, and the reason for that is because, well, let's just say none of the Mario Kart track from the SNES improve in any way, shape, or form. And if I was ranking all the Super Mario Kart track for Mario Kart Super Circuit, a lot of them, including ones I ranked high, would be ranked at the bottom. And which one would have gotten the best one? Probably Mario Circuit 2. So therefore, I'm not going to be including Super Mario Kart track for this video, as it will be only focused on the original 20 track. So, these are all ordered from Mushroom Cup to the Special Cup. So, which one's going to do the best? I don't know, but let's get started. And the first one up, we have Peach Circuit. Yeah, I don't really like Peach Circuit all that much. It's pretty much your basic circuit track, and not really a good one at that, in my opinion. I do think this is worse than, like, some of the other circuit that we covered so far. Now, whether or not another circuit track and like later Mario Kart tier list gonna beat that, I have no idea. But it's simple and basic, and it's nothing too exciting about Peach Circuit, which is why I'm gonna give it a low ranking here. And it's probably not gonna be the only one that gets a bad ranking. But anyway, moving on. Next, we have Shy Guy Beach. This is the one where we have the sidestepping crab and the pirate Shy Guy, Jolly Roger Shy Guy, shooting cannons at you. This is a pretty interesting stage, but I don't find it as good as some of the later version of Shy Guy Beach, but I will give it at least a B. I like this one pretty good. I mean, I am a little biased for Beach Track, but B is what I'm going to give it for now. But what about Riverside Park? Riverside Park was a track that I did not care for too much. I mean, you don't really have any hazards going on. It's just a quiet stroll around the park. Now, I wouldn't say basic in a way, but yeah. There's also the little loop section where you can do a jump and potentially screw over your rival. And there are some ridiculous shortcuts because believe it or not, I actually did recently see one of my friends do that on Discord, but I'm not going to show it off. But in terms of my opinion for Riverside Park, I don't care for it that much, but I don't consider this a bad track. I'm going to give this a C tier. Anyway, Bowler Castle 1 is next, and this is probably my favorite one of the Mushroom Cup, which I'm going to give this an A rank. Now, some people might disagree with me with this, but I think Bowler Castle 1 is a great track. You have like the little hopping section, you got some swamps to deal with, and this is probably the best one of the four in my opinion, which is why I'm going to give this an A while I put Peach Circuit at a D. Anyway, now we move on to the Flower Cup, and next is Mario Circuit. Mario Circuit, this one's like one of the better circuits, but I don't think this is the best one for this game though. It's basic like Peach Circuit, but I do like it much better, but it's still going to get a low ranking regardless of that. C tier I'm going to give Mario Circuit, because I do think that Mario Circuit as a track for later game is a little better, but not by much. More on that later. So, yeah. Boo Lake. Oh boy, we got our first haunted house stage for Super Circuit. And this one I actually love pretty well. Now, I know a lot of people is going to disagree with me here, but, Boo Lake is like one of the tracks that I consider to be one of my favorites. Aside from Bowser Castle 1. But that doesn't mean I'm going to put this in S rank. I'm going to put this at least an A. I know some people are going to disagree with me since there's really no lake to be seen anywhere on the track. But I want you to imagine this. What if there is a lake but we can't see it? I'll let you think on that. Now all I'm going to say is this is not the best Boo Lake, and I will approve of that, but this was one of the tracks that I enjoyed as a kid, and still do to this day. I mean, Boo holding Candlestick? How often do you see that? Pretty cool in my opinion, and you have like a lot of these jumps and that stuff. I like fun courses, dude, yeah. And it's funny, because Boo Lake, I always pictured Nintendo making the Boo Lake come to life, and Mario Kart Tour and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they fulfilled that prophecy, that dream of mine that I had, and I'm very glad that they did this. But like I said, imagine if there is a lake, but we just can't see it. But yeah, A tier, I'm going to give this to Boo Lake. Anyway, next we have Cheese Land. This is the one where the mice is running around the track. Pretty fitting since it's really a cheesy track. Get it? Okay, that was bad. Cheese Land. This one was pretty good, but it's not one of my favorite, but I will give it at least a B for this one. I don't really have much to say for Cheeseland. Bowser Castle 2. This one doesn't hit nostalgia as the first Bowser Castle does, in my opinion. But it still doesn't take away from it being a decent track. I'm gonna give this a B tier also, to be frankly honest. Getting a lot of B so far. And now we have the Lightning Cup. And Luigi's Circuit is where we start off of. And Luigi's Circuit, I'm just going to say it right now, one of the best circuits in the game. It's better than Mario and it's better than Peach because it has like water puddle hazard and that stuff. And you're driving in the rain. There's a little bit of life involved in this one. And I think this is pretty decent. In fact, a lot of the track that we're doing for Lightning Cup is decent also. For Ouija Circuit, that's going to go for a B. I don't see this as an A, but yeah. And next we have Sky Garden. Yeah, this is easily going to be an S rank. Sky Garden rules. I love Sky Garden. I mean, driving around the track in the sky and seeing Luigi fly around the screen like you do in Luigi Circuit, that is a neat touch. And the music for it is great also. Sky Garden has literally one of the best songs in the game, and it does give back that nostalgia in the DS version. Now, would I say the same for Tour in 8 Deluxe? Not really, because they did kind of butcher it a little bit in like later Mario Kart game, but I don't feel that this impacts me as much in like a negative way in that. So that's why I gotta give Sky Garden an S tier. Anyway, Cheap Cheap Island is next. This one, okay, so this one has the Cheap Cheap jumping around the background, and there's a lot going on. Cheap Cheap Island, this is a pretty good track in my opinion. I'm gonna put this to A tier. I'm not gonna order these, by the way, just to let you know, cause putting them in order is gonna be hard. But I do think it's a little bit better than Bootleg, but I do like Cheap Cheap Island also. Like, it's a nice stroll around the beach and having to go through like bridges and a lot of that stuff, and there's like different branching paths. It's pretty good for the most part. So Cheap Cheap Island, I'm gonna give an A. Anyway, next is Sunset Wild. Another great track that I love so much. I mean, Sunset Wild is a great track. And the background change over time for each lap, it really bakes the cake for me. Like having to drive through a desert, through a canyon, and having to drive through some Shy Guy TP tent, where Shy Guys are the hazard here. I found that a pretty nice touch, and the music is also really great here. Now, if only they didn't butcher that in 8 Deluxe, cause honestly, for 8 Deluxe, I'm really angry at Nintendo for butchering as bad as they did with Sky Garden, because Sky Garden and Sunset Wild, they did not get the justice they deserve in 8 Deluxe, and I think Sunset Wild has it worse. Now, I know one person is going to disagree with me, one of my closest friends, but that's his opinion, and I'm not going to say his username also, because it would feel wrong for me to include him in the video. But yeah, Sunset Wild and Sky Garden, these are some great, amazing tracks that I love racing on so much. But is it gonna get better for Star Cup and Special Cup? I have no idea. But let's see how Snowland does. Okay, so Snowland. This is another track that has a very good song theme. And Snowland is a pretty fun track, in my opinion. It's probably like one of the best snow levels in the game. Well, not by a long shot, because of the screen shaking, because I know a lot of people don't like the screen shaking, but me personally, I don't let that bother me too much. But where do I put this though? Do I want to put this in A or do I want to put this in B? I'm thinking between these two tiers. I'm not like I'm not crazy over snow levels. I kind of want to put this in B, but again, I want to put this in A. This is really a debatable one for me. I think I'm going to put this in probably a. Yada. This is so hard for me to choose. Let's put this in. B tier. Because I do think this is a decent track all in all. But the screen shaking, it kind of brings it down some point. I mean, I do love it in 8 Deluxe, but the original one, not really. Anyway, Ribbon Road is next. Another great track. This is easily going to get an S rank also because of the creativity of the track and like how large the track is, because there's a lot of tricks that you can do there. Like you can pull like some ridiculous shortcut if you like execute it right. And that stuff, and there's like present all around the room and a lot of that stuff. Now, which one do I prefer between Mario Kart 8 and Super Circuit? Well, I'll save that talk for later once we get to Mario Kart 8. But yeah, Ribbon Road gets an S rank for how fun and creative it is. And I do think this is much better than what Snowland has to offer. But the same cannot be said for Yoshi Desert. Yoshi Desert is a track that it just doesn't do it for me. I have to give it a D tier. I am not a big fan of Yoshi Desert. And why is this? Well, Yoshi Desert, well, they have some quick sand traps that you can hit, and they do have like an oasis, but what I will give it credit for is how creative that Spink Yoshi is. In fact, I actually think I'm going to put this in C tier now that I think about it more, because I feel like a D tier for Yoshi Circuit, or Yoshi Desert, I'm sorry, is too harsh. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut a little bit of slack, but not by much. So, C tier for Yoshi Desert. Bowser Castle 3. Because there's a lot of Bowser Castle. Oh boy, there's a lot of Bowser Castle now, is there? Fun track. Gotta give them props for the creativity of the track and how fun it is. A tier for Bowser Castle 3. I also do love how the Kinect is flying in the background. Well, not really in the background, but on the track, like near the end of the level. And there's like some hazards, just like in lots of places. And there's like some tricky turns that you can do and that stuff. But yeah, you can also tell I'm giving Super Circuit Track more praises than I do with Super Mario Kart, which I did 2 months ago. But yeah, Bowser Castle 3, pretty good track. And so is Lakeside Park for Special Cup. Now there is definitely something going on in that track. For Lakeside Pier, this one is way more interesting than what Riverside Park has to offer. And why is it? Well, you have a volcano in the background and it like erupts over time during the laps and that stuff. And volcanic rock falls in like certain places, and you could do some shortcuts there as well. There's a lot of creativity and stuff going on with Lakeside Park, and I think it does pretty well here. Anyway, Broken Pier is next, and this one has probably got to be my favorite track preview of them all because of the Boo's attack and a Toad. But which one do I prefer? Do I prefer Boo Lake or do I prefer Broken Pier? Um, to be honest with you, I'd probably say they're about as equal level as it is. Now, some people aren't a fan of Ghost Track and that stuff, but me personally, I like Boo's being hazards. Like they don't get enough actions, in my opinion. That they did miss out on like one of the game, which we'll go over later. But yeah, or actually, there's two of them now that I think about it. But whatever. So basically, there's like a lot of pits. There's some shortcuts that you can do, and hitting a boo attacks you. They're not holding candlesticks anymore, but they're out on the attack. And if you hit one of them, then be prepared to lose your item to the boo. I do think it's kind of creepy how the boo attacks you whenever somebody uses a boo item, or if you like run into one. But yeah, I do like this pretty well, but not as much. And now that I think about it, I probably will reorder them later once I'm done with ranking these track. But yeah, Broken Pier at A. Bowser Castle 4. This is the one where the Mecha Koopas are roaming around. Pretty interesting stage, I'll say that much. But is it my favorite Bowser Castle? Not really. I do think this one is pretty decent. In fact, I think I'm gonna give this a high B. Because I do think this is a little better than some of the other tracks that I like went over in that stuff. Basically, you got a lot of hopping things like every other Bowser Castle, and there's like the Mecha Koopa that you have to avoid. Probably my only negative with Bowser Castle 4 is that it's easy to hit the lava since there's like no guardrails for them. But are they a big deal? Well, not really, but it does make for a fun challenge. And so does Rainbow Road for the Game Boy Advance. Now, I'm just going to say this right now. This is not my favorite Rainbow Road out of them all. Similar to how I feel with Super Mario Kart Rainbow Road. But I will give it props for like stage hazard, like having like the bouncy jump and like the falling star. There's like a little cloud of lightning and a lot of boost there. Now, what do I feel about Rainbow Road? Well, like I said, this isn't my favorite Rainbow Road, but I will at least give it an A rank at best. I don't see this as an S rank. I do find it pretty cool that the Bowser Castle that you see in Paper Mario 64 is there on the background. And I think that's like the real big positive thing that's going for it. But yeah. So that's my tier list video. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna reorder them real quick. Be right back. Okay, so I reordered my track for based on which one I like from best to worst, and this is what I have set up for the final result. So in S tier we have Sky Garden, Sunset Wild, and Ribbon Road. At A rank we have Rainbow Road, Bowser's Castle 1, Boo Lake, Broken Pier, Cheap Cheap Island, Lakeside Pier, and Bowser Castle 3. B tier, Bowser Castle 4, Snowland, Cheap Cheap Beach, Cheeseland, Bowser Castle 2, and Luigi Circuit. At the C tier, Riverside Park, Mario Circuit, and Yoshi Desert. And at the bottom of the well for today is Peach Circuit. The very... Well, what do you look at that? The first circuit... The first track of the game got a bad ranking. That's the first time it happened now, hasn't it? But... Yeah. I'm expecting a lot of people to disagree with my tier list, to be honest. But if you enjoyed my tier list video anyway, don't forget to punch that like button. Thank you guys for watching it, and make sure to subscribe and keep in touch with my Mario Kart Tracks tier list video, because next time we're going to be ranking my all-time favorite Mario Kart game ever, Mario Kart Double Dash, next time. Thank you guys for watching it, and until then, I am Fightman64. See you all, have a good day. Game on, my friend, and take care. Goodbye, everybody, and stay safe. Adios.